So in my yard, I used to have big oak trees. But the gypsy moths ate the leaves and killed the trees. They did. So I had a whole bunch of big oak trees. Lacey's looking at me going, where is he going with this? So what I did was I cut down all these oak trees because they died. I didn't want to let them rot. But it was more firewood than what I could deal with. So what I decided to do is I decided to make lumber out of them. And this is a true story. This is really true. I did this. I had lumber made out of them. And I had all this lumber, and I'm going, well, what am I going to do? Well, at the time, I had just bought my house, but when I bought the house, it had carpet on the floor in the kitchen. Yeah. Carpeted kitchen floor. Spill spaghetti once on the floor, and it's there forever. Okay? So I hated the floor that I had in my kitchen, and I thought, well, I could rip up the carpet, and I've got all this lumber. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put hardwood floor on my kitchen floor. When I was all done having the hardwood flooring made out of all this oak trees, I ended up with, after the guy from the mill was done, I ended up with 2,000 square feet of hardwood floor. After I had to pay for it, it was 2,000 some square feet. And I was thinking, okay, well, is that enough to cover my floor in my kitchen? Well, I knew it was enough to cover the floor, but I also had a hallway. I also had some other stuff that I wanted to do. And so here's how it looked. I'm thinking about this. I'm going, well, do I have enough? How much carpet should I rip up? Should I rip up the carpet going down the hallway? Should I rip up the carpet just in the kitchen? Where should I rip all this up? Because I'm going to have to cover it back up with hardwood floor. This is a real life problem. This is something that I needed to figure out. Because if I just start ripping up carpet in my house, and I don't have enough hardwood floor to cover it, now all of a sudden I got a real mess, don't I? Then I got to go buy something. So here's how it looks. This is my entryway. And I have a little mudroom-like thing in my house. And then there's a wall. And then there's my kitchen. Except I have a little, yeah. And then I have a little closet here. It's like that. Oh, yeah. And the other thing is I have another little hallway that goes down this way. Like that. I don't think we have a formula or an expression to figure out the area of that shape, do we? There's nothing how do I figure out the area? I need to know the area of the floor. I want to know how much the area of the floor. Who could come up with a solution? What is the solution? That's right. I take the area of this whole thing and break it down into small shapes. If I drew a pretend line there, I have a rectangle, don't I? I can figure out that area. And then I draw a line here. I have a small rectangle. I can figure out that area. I draw a line here. I can figure out this area. I draw a line here. I can figure out this area, and I can figure out that area. And if I add all of those areas together, I should come up with my total. Because all I have here is all rectangles. This really happened. This is really something I had to do. Before I started ripping up carpet, I took a tape measure and I went in my kitchen and I measured all of these. I actually sketched it all out on a piece of paper and I measured all of them. And I figured out my total square footage that I needed for my floor. And as it turned out, I needed something like 1,200 and some square feet. So I had enough, which was nice. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. These are the kind of problems that we're going to run into today. We have a polygon. There is no expression that we have for this shape, but what can we do? Break off the bottom to the top. Okay, so we can draw a line right there, right? Now we have two rectangles. We can figure out the area of this rectangle, and then we can figure out the area of this rectangle. Okay? How do we figure out the area of this bottom rectangle? Well, our rectangle, A equals base times height. What is the base of that rectangle? 3 centimeters. So A equals 3 times, what's the height? 2.1. So A is going to be 6.3 centimeters. That's for one part of it. Now the next part of it, we have this. A equals base times height. Okay. What is the base of that rectangle? Okay. A equals 1.7. We're going to multiply it times what? Oh, not 4.9, because 4.9 is from here to here. I don't need this area right here. This I don't need. I need to know what this is from here to here. How do I figure that out, Cesar? Nope. 1.3 is from here to here. And how did you figure that out? Okay. Okay. So if from here to here is 4.9, and from here to here is 2.1, all I have to do is subtract 4.9 minus 2.1, and I end up with 2.8. So that's what this is. 2.8. Okay? So now it's 1.7 times 2.8, which is what? $4.76. Now we need to add those together to get our total, because we want to find the total area. So we're going to take 4.76 and we're going to add 6.3 to it. So 6.30, that's 6. That's a 6. 11.06 square centimeters. Now, that's one way to do it. Absolutely. That works. Another way. Watch. We could have done this. Before we did this, drew our line there. Well, we could have drawn the line here too. Either way, it doesn't matter. And actually, if we did it this way, we don't have to do any subtraction because we have a base right here. For this rectangle, we have a base right there, and we have a height right there. For this rectangle, we have a base right there, and we have a height right there. So we wouldn't have had to do any subtraction had we done it that way. But either way, it doesn't matter. Okay? Jonathan, I'm here, please. All right. Let's look at another problem. Ooh. Do we have shapes there that we could deal with? What do we got? Good. There are two trapezoids. There's one here. And there's one here. And we could figure out the area of the two trapezoids and add them together. That we could do. If we wanted, there's another way to do it. If you didn't want to do the trapezoids, what's the other way? How about one rectangle and one triangle? Okay? Now, if you look, first of all, I want to know, in order to find the area of a triangle, I need to have a base and a height. What is the base of this triangle? Basically, from this point right here to this point right here. What is the base of that triangle? That's 28 right there. What is the height from here to here? It is 12 feet because the whole height from here, from the top to bottom, is 36. From top to bottom. But from here to here is 24. So then we just got to do some subtraction. 36 minus 24 is 12. So now we have the height of the triangle, we have the base of the triangle, and we can do all of that. Okay? Now, last type of problem you're going to deal with is not that. Patrick made a design. Use the coordinate grid to find the area. Be very, very, very careful. Many of you are going to look at this and go, oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're going to say it's 10 square units. But it's not. Why is it not 10 square units, Jeremiah? No, not 5. How many square units is one of these? 25, because it's 5 high, the base is 5, the height is 5. So this is 25. This, the height is 10, the base is 5. The base is 10. Or the height is 10, the base is 5. This one, The base is 5 because it's 10 to 15. The base is 5. The height is 15. 75. This one, the base is 5 and the height is 20. It's 100. Then you would add all that up. Okay? So be very, very careful. The other thing you could have done is you could have just made it into 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. And added all that up. Yes? How many squares are there? Isn't that what I just said? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Yeah. You could have done that too. Yes. Okay, now what I want you to do for your homework, I want you to do page 553. Four to 7 all, and number 9 is extra credit. Does it matter?